thousands to do the same. Today, even in a virtual environment, we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods using no banks, realtors, contractors, or other costly entanglements, and build huge cash flow and wealth without the hassle of tenants, all without credit and little or no money. You don't need a license or rehabs and can quickly replace your current income. Text CASH to 99799 and let me show you how to take your life back and build cash flow and wealth from your home. That's CASH to 99799. Again, text CASH to 99799.
An NBA star is banking from his buckets and box office.
Forbes is out with its annual top 10 highest paid athletes in the world list, and Lionel Messi is on top. The soccer star raked in about $130 million last year. But it's LeBron James who's making headlines for his earnings.
LeBron James puts it down on the face.
The basketball star came in second on the list with $121 million, thanks to his NBA contract, endorsements, and a starring role in Space Jam.
I'm a cartoon?
What's up, Doc?
Forbes says it's the most money ever earned by an NBA player in a single year. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
How do you eat your burger? One chain contends it's probably not the best way.
Fridays, home of the tastiest burgers on the planet.
Fridays has issued a Flip It challenge, explaining on Instagram, if you turn the burger upside down before you bite it, it tastes a lot better because the thicker bun absorbs the flavors. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
9 minutes now after 6 o'clock here at KJAM. The sun rising on this Friday morning, the 13th of May. Hey, it's Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong? I'm Matt Gross at KJAM. We're online only here this morning as we looking for some engineer assistance out at our transmitter towers, which, like everything else, took a little bit of beating yesterday when that wind came through. As we were saying, just before we went to CBS News, the Mesonet system from South Dakota State University was recording wind gusts from 83 to 90 miles per hour in the area yesterday when that storm came through. I think unlike really any of us have ever seen, the length of the storm is part of what made it so just incredible, from the Minnesota-North Dakota border all the way to Mitchell practically, and just this giant 100-mile wide rolling ball of dust that came through and caused damage from well south of Sioux Falls down around Yankton area all the way through. Salem assisted living facilities sustained significant damage. The gym in Castlewood is pretty much destroyed. I know we do confirm, I believe, last night a tornado that was actually in Madison over kind of by Highland and going up that way. That did some pretty significant damage to homes and property and businesses. Speaking of some of those businesses, we do know Lake Herman Auto Sales in Madison are going to be closed today and tomorrow. No production at Manitou. PPD closed first shift today. Madison Community Center is closed for regular community center business. It is operating as a shelter today. With that, last night, probably shortly before he went to bed for the evening, we had a chance to talk with Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay This was before the power had been restored to most of Madison, which it is now, at least a significant amount of power restored in Madison. And here's what Madison Mayor Lindsay had to say when Sue talked to him late last night, early this morning.
At 7, we will be opening up here in the command center, and at 8 o'clock and that there will be some National Guard arriving, and we have talked with local contractors, so we should have a number of vehicles available to cut down trees and get the streets cleared, and that is as soon as possible. And if there's anybody who's working on their own, they can take their trees, not a stump, but they can take their trees out to the tree dump. It will be open. And if there's someone that has things that need to go to the restricted use site, and that also will be manned. So I don't have the hours yet, but you can check that on the City of Madison Facebook page or on KJAM. I'm sure we'll get those to you in that tomorrow morning.
And again, power in a lot of Madison was restored overnight. That west side of town that seems like it sustained probably the most damage. We're getting reports that power not up over on that side of town yet. Most rural customers, Sioux Valley Energy, reporting that in Lake County, at least, about 84% of their customers, some 2,500 customers in Lake County, are without power. Almost all of Brookings County customers of Sioux Valley Energy are without power today, about 3,000. And Minnehaha County faring a little bit better. Moody County is about 1,000 Sioux Valley customers in Moody County without power today. Now, Moody County pulled their crews last night, but we'll be sending those crews back out here. Well, they were scheduled to go back out at 6 o'clock this morning, so probably are right now. Also last night, Governor Noem was in town, and Sue Bergheim had a chance to talk to the governor late last night, early this morning. We're going to pick up a portion of that conversation.
There is a shelter set up at the community center here in Madison. It's run by the Red Cross, so if people do need somewhere to go, they can. They're trying to get power back to at least part of town so that they could get gas stations and fuel and everything back online for folks that need it. For the state, what we do as a state government is we come in and assist with public safety departments. So the Highway Patrol is down cleaning up a lot of semis that have tipped over and damaged down on I-90, but they're also helping a lot of communities with just security, trying to keep people off the roads and away from power lines. National Guard will be activated in the morning. We'll have them out in different communities helping. National Guard is wonderful, but a lot of them and their families got hit too. So we've got other resources that'll come in. People just need to know that if you have damage to your home, or if you're staying in a hotel and incurring personal expenses, you should be calling your insurance agent. You should be calling, because it's personal and private insurance that will cover those costs. What the state and FEMA tend to be able to help with would be public infrastructure. So the costs for getting you power back, fixing roads, all of that. That is what we do in and come in and assist with, and then also pay for the individuals, National Guard, Wildland Fire, those folks that come in and help clean up. So I just want everybody to know that if they had losses, they should call their private insurance company, get that taken care of, and then start documenting things, because it might be a while. There's some communities that may not have power for a week or two. We got a lot of utility companies out there working, but they got a big job ahead of them. This was probably the most widespread storm that we've had like this in a very, very long time, and very scary. Thank goodness. It's amazing to me how many people are safe, that were in very dangerous situations. We did have one fatality that we know of down in Sioux Falls, but other than that, we have some miraculous stories coming out of that. So we should just be thankful we've got most of our people doing pretty well and safe and sound.
And again, that was Governor Noem late last night, early this morning, something like that. Was in town, and Sue Bergheim had a chance to catch up with her. Again, so Sioux Valley customers, approximately 10,000 Sioux Valley customers currently without power. As of last night when they pulled their crews, 18 of 42 substations for Sioux Valley distribution were without power. And crews heading back out this morning to try and take care of that. The electric, water, and public works phone systems are down for the city of Madison until power can be restored to their shop. Of course, the shop is over there on the west side of town that took the most damage and still has power out. So if you need to contact the electric, water, public works people, You can call 256-7500. That's 256-7500. Leave a message, and they will forward that on to the crews. Tree dump is going to be open today, as will the restricted use site if you have things you're looking to dump. 17 minutes after 6 o'clock here, we'll be back with more and a look at what the weather's bringing today in a moment.
It's time to see the lawn and garden green thumb experts at Lewis. You'll discover the region's largest plant and product selection with new local products. Plants, landscaping, patio furniture, grills, and more. Lewis's green thumb experts will share the latest tips and tricks for creating a beautiful lawn or garden and help you create the perfect patio. See those weeds at the neighbors? Nope, me either. They went to Lewis and you should too, because the grass is greener when you shop at
Lewis, your first stop. Are you or a loved one ready for worry-free living in a caring and compassionate environment? Heritage Senior Living in Madison has a studio apartment and a one-bedroom currently available. There is no better time to make the move than right now. For more information on how to make Heritage Senior Living home, call 256-1525 or apply online at heritageseniorlivingsd.com. Join friends and make new friends at Heritage Senior Living, located within walking distance of downtown Madison. Heritage Senior Living is a private pay facility.
Well, believe it or not, we do have some sports to talk about this morning here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390. That is because before the storm came in yesterday, Madison girls golf team hosted their invite. And a good thing they did it yesterday early because Madison Country Club took some damage yesterday, as did everyone else. Individual champion is Alexis Kronk from Chamberlain, who fired a round of 85, won in the playoff over Julia Stephenson of Sioux Valley. For Madison, Olivia Fleming shot a 96, as did Eleni Sims and Abby Palmquist. All three of the Bulldogs shooting a 96, tying for 11th place yesterday for Madison. Isabel Henry with a 101 was in 20th place for the Madison girls. Madison on the team total shot a 389. They lost the team scored by 1 to Sioux Valley. Sioux Valley shot a 388. Madison girls take second with a 389, just one stroke back. Del Rapids was third with a 411. Lennox took fourth place in that Madison girls invite yesterday at the Madison Country Club. Elsewhere in sports for you this morning here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM, Minnesota Twins resumed a first game of a doubleheader yesterday. It was the resumption of a game that was suspended from Wednesday, and then played a full game against the Houston Astros, and neither of them went very well yesterday. Luis Garcia and three relievers combined in a 7-hitter. Yordan Alvarez homered twice as Houston extended their winning streak to 10 games with a 5-0 win over the Twins. They completed a 3-game sweep. Before that regularly scheduled game, they completed Wednesday night's game. Jose Altuve homered, doubled, and drove in 3 runs in what turned into an 11-3 Houston victory. Jordan Bennington made 25 saves, and the St. Louis Blues eliminated the Minnesota Wild 5-1 to move on to the second round of the NHL's Western Conference playoffs. Nick Leddy also scored, and Colton Payetko added an empty netter. St. Louis won its first series since defeating the Boston Bruins for the 2019 Stanley Cup. St. Louis will play Colorado in the second round. Matt Dumba scored the only third-period goal for the Minnesota Wild. And that is a look at sports for you this morning here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. We'll look at your weather forecast next.
Twin Lakes Animal Clinic, TLAC.
Summer health for cows and calves is important, and Twin Lakes Animal Clinic is your animal health center. Grass tetany is concerned. Time now to put cows on high mag mineral. Cows moving west of Madison need to be vaccinated against anthrax. Baby calves can suffer from pneumonia. Also, keep an eye on for coccidiosis to detect for early treatment. Call Twin Lakes Animal Clinic, powered in Madison, or go to twinlakesanimalclinic.net.
Would you like job security along with great pay and benefits? Panagold, the bakers of Country Hearth bread products, offers a starting wage of over $20 an hour, medical and dental coverage, paid holidays, retirement funding, and opportunities for growth and advancement. Panagold has many positions throughout the bakery, so chances are good there's going to be a fit for you that will work with your schedule. Currently, there are openings for production, sanitation, maintenance, shipping, and delivery drivers. Find out more and apply today at countryhearthjobs.com.
If you're looking for an experienced builder to help you with your remodeling project or building a new home or structure, call Reed's Construction in Madison. Reed's Construction has been in business for over 35 years, working on everything from new homes to adding additions, building garages, shops, and pouring concrete. No project is too large or small. Call Reed's Construction today at 256-4173 to visit with Brian about your construction needs. Call now to schedule and work out your project.
22 minutes after 6 o'clock now at AM 1390 KJAM. And your weather forecast for today is looking at a mostly sunny sky, highs of 73. By the way, record high temps yesterday. Sioux Falls got to 94 right before the wall of destruction came moving in. Part of the reason that storm was so strong was how warm it got with the humidity in the air yesterday. Sunshine 73 for today with winds out of the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour, winds gusting up to 30. Clear skies tonight with a low at 47. Saturday, mostly sunny. We're at 68 degrees, 69 and sunshine on Sunday, 71 on Monday. And again, winds today, 15 to 20, 30 mile per hour gusts. That's going to be today, Saturday, and Sunday will be in that book. And we don't expect another chance of rain until late Monday night into Tuesday. We've got about a 30% chance of showers late Monday night and through Tuesday. Skies are partly sunny right now here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. Damage yesterday, semi-trucks, flipped and on their sides over on I-90. The Brandon Water Tower actually got bent. Castlewood looks like it really took maybe some of the worst damage that this storm had. Just, judging by the pictures, it'd be tough to believe that wasn't a tornado that developed as part of that system that went through Castlewood. A lot of homes damaged, trees mangled. The school took some significant damage. I don't know about the school itself, but saw the pictures of the roof of that gym in Castlewood just completely ripped off. So there's going to be a lot of cleanups. The McCook County Salem, the Salem Assisted Living Facility listed as destroyed. Fortunately, no major injuries, it sounds like, and they evacuated all the residents out of that facility and got them elsewhere in the state. 25 minutes after 6 o'clock, we're going to regroup here for a moment and see if we can find some newer information for you as the sun gets up and people get back and crews get rolling again this morning. But right now we are going to look at the markets for you today. Your ag news and your livestock update brought to you by Mustang Seeds.
USDA makes its first big 2022 crop projections. I'm Larry Lee with Agribusiness News on Brownfield. The USDA's first projections of the season have a bigger soybean crop in 2022 against a smaller corn crop. That's largely due to changes in planted area estimates, with expected corn acreage falling about 4 million acres and soybeans rising almost 4 million. The numbers are highly subject to change, with both corn and beans seeing significant planting delays in some areas due to wet weather potentially impacting acreage and the possibility of lower yields in other areas due to drought. Corn production is expected to be 14.46 billion bushels. That's compared to 15.11 billion last year and a yield of 177 bushels per acre, which would match last year. Soybeans are pegged at 4.64 billion bushels. That's compared to 4.43 billion a year ago. The expected average, 51.5 bushels an acre, slightly higher than the previous year. USDA is projecting a smaller winter wheat crop this year. Production is expected to be 1.17 billion bushels, 8% under last year, with a 2.3 bushel per acre decline in average yield and 4% decrease in harvested area. Drought is impacting hard red winter production in parts of the central and southern U.S. plains, and if the current projection is met, acreage abandonment is expected to be the highest since 2002. USDA says beef export sales hit a marketing year high last week. Beef nearly doubled the previous week's total thanks to strong sales to South Korea and Japan, with Mexico, Canada, and Indonesia rounding out the list of buyers. That's in contrast to several other key commodities. Corn, soybeans, wheat, and cotton all had marketing year lows, and sorghum and soybean product sales were also down on the week. USDA has raised its forecast for 2022 milk production, with higher cow inventories expected to offset slower growth per cow. In its May supply and demand report, USDA also raised butter and cheese prices because of strong demand, while non-fat dry milk and whey were lowered. Class 3 and 4 prices for the year lowered, and the all-milk price forecast went down 5 cents to $25.75 per hundredweight. Planting progress continues this week. Across the border in northwest Iowa, Brian Tuttle tells Brownfield many growers are wrapping up corn.
Looks like there's 7 to 10 day forecast right here. I bet a lot of things will be wrapped up here.
He says the ground has firmed back up after weekend rains.
People started rolling yesterday, and then when I was doing chores today, there's a lot of seed tenders going by, and I can see 10 people just from where I'm at right now.
I'm Larry Lee with Agribusiness News on Brownfield.
When spring comes, it's ready, set, plant. Prepare for your planting window by locking in the right seed and the right seed treatment. With Mustang Seeds, you get the top traits and genetics for your acres with industry-leading on-demand seed treatment for untamed yields. Get ready and get set to plant with Mustang Seeds. Talk to your local DSM or visit mustangseeds.com today.
A quiet Thursday for direct cash cattle trading. Cash hogs into the day mixed. Good morning. I'm Megan Grebner with your Brownfield Livestock Market Report, brought to you by WholeCottonSeed.com. Beef up your cattle ration with triple nutrient whole cotton seed. Learn more and source whole cotton seed at WholeCottonSeed.com. Direct cash cattle trade activity was quiet on Thursday. Following Tuesday and Wednesday's business, it's likely the bulk of the week's trade has wrapped up, but some deals could trickle in before the end of the week. So far this week, live deals have been at mostly $140, fully steady with last week's business. Dress deals around $230, slightly lower than last week's weighted average basis in Nebraska. At the Mitchell Livestock Auction in South Dakota, compared to last week, steers up to 850 pounds were unevenly steady. Steers 850 to 900 pounds were $3 higher. Steers 900 pounds and up were $2 to $3 lower. Heifers up to 700 pounds were unevenly steady, and heifers 700 pounds and up were $2 lower. The USDA says demand was good, with many large load lots in the day's offering. Medium and large one feeder steers 903 to 938 pounds brought $143.50 to $148.75. Medium and large one feeder heifers 900 to 943 pounds brought $134.25 to $137. Boxed beef closed higher on strong demand from moderate offerings. Choice up 212 at $257.20. Select closed 218 higher at $244.36. Estimated cattle slaughter was 124,000 head, even on the weekend, up 9,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed mixed with a fairly light negotiated run. Processors weren't too aggressive in their procurement efforts and were able to move their desired numbers at much lower prices. The industry continues to monitor the availability of market-ready hogs. There is long-term demand uncertainty for U.S. pork on the global market. That is creating additional pressure on prices. Barrows and Gilts at the National Daily Direct closed $1.93 lower with a weighted average of 106.36. The Iowa Minnesota closed $1.62 higher with a weighted average of 113.14. The Western Corn Belt up 14 cents with a weighted average of 112.75. Pork values closed lower, down 89 cents at 98.60. And estimated hog slaughter was 477,000 head, down 1,000 on the weekend, down 4,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were lower, with feeders leading the way down on the lower corn. And lean hog futures into the day lower, pressured by demand uncertainties. Find out more at BrownfieldAgNews.com. I'm Megan Grebner, Brownfield Ag News.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time, as in spaghetti sandwiches for dinner. They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Better baling starts with a cleaner cut. It starts with a New Holland Disc Bind Disc Mower Conditioner from Farmers Implement and Irrigation in Brookings and Watertown. Each disc bind model features more convenient adjustments, the time-saving Quick Max knife change system, and effective conditioning solutions. Plus, they're backed by the Momax 3-year disc cutter bar warranty. See Farmers Implement and Irrigation in Brookings or Watertown today. They can help you cut it clean, dry it fast, and bale it dense. That's the key to better results.
CBS News special report. As the formula shortage turns into a crisis, White House spokeswoman Jen Psaki says the administration is ready to take action.
We do not want parents, mothers, families out there to be stressed and worried about feeding their babies.
Correspondent Bradley Blackburn.
Officials say they're working to ease import rules and streamline the FDA's approval process. In the meantime, pediatricians warned parents against trying to stretch their supply by adding milk or water to their baby's formula.
Jaylene Orellana drove 3 hours from her home in Houston to Austin, Texas, just to get a hold of some formula.
It's hard physically, mentally, financially.
Yesterday, President Biden met with the CEOs of major retailers and manufacturers about increasing formula production and inventory. The White House says he is not ruling out the possibility of invoking the Defense Production Act to ramp up supplies. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
6:33 is our time here at Dakota's Best. It's AM 1390 KJAM. Those of you joining us, if you're on our Facebook stream, YouTube, our AmazingMadison.com, iHeartRadio app, whatever it may be, we are here online only as we're trying to fully assess the damage out at the towers and get things back up and operational. Seeing some drone footage from Castlewood, and boy, that there's just so much damage. I mean, houses that really got ripped apart. The roof. Fortunately, I was talking about the gym in Castlewood, and it looks like that the gym got its roof ripped off, but the school itself looks like not as much of damage. It was just kind of that gym that elevated a little bit from the rest of the school, but the houses behind it just really taken out. So some incredible damage there in Castlewood, as there is throughout. I mean, we've seen peak wind gust reports now 97 miles per hour just north of Madison. So that's what came through, tornado or not. 97 mile an hour wind is enough to do plenty of damage on its own. We've got sunshine here, sun coming out today. Really, no wind. It's kind of a beautiful morning. No other way to describe it here as we get going on this Friday. We will continue to update you what's going on with the latest in the city of Madison, Sioux Valley. Hoping to get an update from them at some point this morning to see if they've got any kind of estimates or updates of any kind. And as soon as we get those, we'll pass them along to you. Obviously, I'm sure most have heard right now, no school today here for Madison Central, St. Thomas, Madison Christian, Rutland, no school. DSU offices are closed. Madison Community Center is closed to regular community center business. They are operating as the emergency shelter today. Manitou Group, no production. PPD closed first shift today. If you have any weather-related announcements, cancellations you'd like us to get on, just give us a call here, 256-4514, and we can get those on the air for you. Right now, it's 6:36 here at KJAM. We've got a look at your national sports headlines coming up in just a little bit. Right now, we'll take a little break here, kind of regroup. Here's some Berlin, KJAM. 6:40 again, our time this morning. Good morning here at AM 1390 KJAM. We have got sunny skies, really just a perfect morning weather-wise, ironically enough, as people wake up and get going here today. We're looking for sunny skies and a high of 73 today. Winds out of the southwest, 15 to 20 miles per hour, with winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Clear skies and 47 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, sunshine, 68 in the afternoon, lows at 46. Will be sunny and 70 on Sunday, 71 Monday. Tuesday looks like our chance of rain, our next chance of some showers. So we'll keep an eye on that as we head towards next week. But the weekend looks okay. Winds at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Possible this afternoon and over the weekend as well. See a lot of city crew trucks that have been driving by here in the last couple of minutes. Want to thank all the city crews for working overnight to get power restored to at least a good portion of the city of Madison. Sioux Valley's got a long road to go. With a lot of customers still without power. Their crews have been back out for the last hour or so trying to work on that. We're going to take a moment here. By the way, if you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, when we kind of take a break from talking and play a song, we turn that down so that YouTube or Facebook doesn't flag it. So if you're watching that way and you hear some silence for a few minutes, that'd be the reason why. Otherwise, if you're listening to AmazingMadison.com, iHeartRadio app, TuneIn Radio app, whatever it may be, stick with us here. We're gonna take another little break for some music. We'll actually have a rundown of some national sports for you. CBS News will be coming up at the top of the hour. We'll have our first edition news coming up about a half an hour from now, about 40 minutes actually from right now, here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. As we wake up and get moving here on this Friday morning, Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay is in the studio with us. Roy, crews worked very hard, obviously, overnight. We got power back to a good portion of the city, at least during the overnight hours.
Yeah, they were working that well past midnight in some cases in that last night. And our command center is going to start up again at 7 this morning and, outline what we're going to start tackling to start cleaning the town up. So the one thing I'll mention is that our plans are there is no school in the city of Madison, and the offices, downtown offices, will be closed so that those employees and that can be home kind of cleaning up their mess as well. If you have bills or things in that you need to drop off, stop in. If not, stop in at the commission room, because there will be somebody in the commission room and that all day long, and that is this unfolds and we start our cleanup process.
You said last night folks have started to get those tree branches and things that the tree dump site will be open, right?
Tree dump site will be open. It may be a little bit muddy, so pay attention in that as you drive in there. But the tree dump is open, and already this morning in that I've seen people who were up with the sunrise and have trailers loaded and starting to haul things out.
Restricted use site going to be open?
Restricted use site will be open. I can't tell you what the hours are exactly yet until after our command center meets and we formalize everything, but it will be open.
The west side, kind of over by Highland, seemed to be where, maybe the more significant damage was. And from what I'm seeing, that seems to be a lot of the area that's probably still without power right now as well.
That area as of 2:00 this morning, and that was still without power. I've not been over in that area yet this morning and that to see how the power is on, but we will be meeting with our electricians in that this morning also at 7:00 and get an update on, their night last night on getting things back on.
Sounds good. Anything else people should know as we get up and
go? At the moment,
here?
and that's what I have for you. And when I know more, I will stop back and give you an update.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you very much. Grab some coffee.
Thank you. All right.
Roy Lindsay, Madison Mayor, with us here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. It is 10 minutes before 7:00 now. We thank the mayor for coming in here today as he runs back across the street for that meeting that they've got coming up. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at some national sports headlines for you. We'll keep it as normal as we can here today with our national sports update from Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. In sports for you today, come on, computer. There we go. Dallas Mavericks will head back to Phoenix for a 7th game of their Western Conference semifinal series. Luka Doncic delivered 33 points as the Mavs clobbered the Suns 113-86 last night. Meanwhile, Miami has won another NBA playoff round by beating the Philadelphia 76ers 99-90 to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Memphis Grizzlies general manager, has been named the executive of the year for the NBA. The 33-year-old Zach Kleiman is the youngest ever to win that award. New York Mets haven't reeled off a winning streak longer than 3 games so far this season, but they still haven't lost a series. Mark Canha and Taijuan Walker led the Mets to a 4-1 win yesterday against Washington. Philadelphia copped up a 7-1 lead before scoring twice in the 9th to beat the Dodgers 9-7. Yankees got their 4th straight win. Giancarlo Stanton homered twice and drove in 6 in a 15-7 thumping of the White Sox. Astros rolled out an 11-3 rout in game number 1 yesterday, the completion of Wednesday's game, and then won Thursday's contest 5-0. Phillies slugger Bryce Harper has a small tear in his right elbow and won't throw for 4 weeks, but the reigning AL MVP will stay in the lineup as Philadelphia's designated hitter. Pitching coach Carl Willis will serve as the Cleveland Guardians' acting manager when the coronavirus-hampered team starts a 3-game series against the Twins today at Target Field. The Guardians reported no new COVID-19 cases Thursday, a day after manager Terry Francona and 5 other coaches tested positive. Sebastian Munoz fired a course record 12 under par 60 in the opening round of the Byron Nelson. He's the first PGA Tour player ever with 2 rounds in the 60s, of 60 rather, in the same season. Munoz was 2 under par after taking a penalty shot because of a wayward tee shot on the 8th hole. 29-year-old Colombian then was 6 under over his next 4 holes with a pair of eagles. Steve Stricker shot a 7 under par 65 for a 2-stroke lead over on Miguel Angel Jimenez and West Shore Jr. in the opening round of the region's tradition, the first of 5 PGA Tour Champions Majors. Los Angeles Rams will open the upcoming NFL season against the Buffalo Bills September the 8th. The league announced the schedule for 2002 yesterday. Minnesota Vikings will host a Thanksgiving Day game for the first time. And there will be no Triple Crown winner in thoroughbred racing this year. Rich Strike will not run in the Preakness as owner Rich Dawson and trainer Eric Reed stick to their plan to rest the colt for 5 weeks. Rich Strike went off at 80-1 to win the Kentucky Derby. The plan now is to have Rich Strike run in the Belmont Stakes on June 11th. That's your national sports headlines this hour at KJAM. It is 6:52. We'll have a look at your news here and then get to some CBS News shortly. Another check of the forecast just around the corner as well.
Into the sunshine.
Stock up on grocery necessities at Sunshine Foods in Madison. Everything from fresh bakery items, dairy.
As we wake up and get moved, Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay is Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay is in the studio with us. Roy Cruz.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much. Grab some coffee.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you very much.
And give you an update.
And you'll be back on the road in no time. Prostrano Collision Center, Madison's preferred collision repair for over 35 years. Come see us today.
You trust your help to the experts, so do the same through Vehicles Health. The experts at Tire Motive Service Center can handle alignments, brakes, AC repair, and more. All the repairs and regular maintenance your vehicle needs to keep in perfect health. When your car drives well, you ride safely. Schedule your next oil change and tune-up with the experts at Tire Motive Service Center in Madison.
Tire Motive.
Why shop local? Small-scale, locally owned businesses create communities that are more prosperous, connected, and are generally better off across a wide range of metrics, ultimately strengthening the base of our whole community. This Shop Local message brought to you by Colorworks Paint and Decorating in Madison. They offer Benjamin Moore paint, window treatments, flooring, countertops, and more, plus complimentary home consultations.
When you shop local, everybody wins. Shop local.
Colorworks in Madison, locally owned for 29 years.
Lewis is making outdoor living and cooking more fun than ever. Lewis Outdoor Living has new wood-burning fire pits, freestanding patio heaters, round, rectangular, and square living accents fire pit tables. Stop at Lewis and see the new Solo Stove fire pits. Families love them because the technology makes it possible to enjoy a smoke-free fire with easy cleanup. For more outdoor living and cooking fun, stop at
Lewis, your first stop.
You are more than your money. You have memories to make and trips to take this summer. Let East River Federal Credit Union help you get there with a low-rate auto loan. Rates as low as 2.74% APR for 84 months on auto loans and recreational vehicle loans. Buy new, used, or refinance from another bank. Don't miss out on these loan rates at East River Federal Credit Union. Apply today. NCUA insured. 6:56 right now at KJAM. CBS News is coming up for you here in just a little bit with your World News Roundup. Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay was just in. They're going to have their meeting coming up here in a few minutes, kind of assess where they are and where things need to go next in the city of Madison. As far as outside Madison, what we know is there's a lot of Sioux Valley Energy customers without power. Crews met this morning for Sioux Valley Energy. They're now working. They're out in the field. There are right now about 7,800 members without power. That's an improvement of about 2,000 from last night. They're at 12 of their 42 substations offline. That also is a little bit of improvement. They were down 18 late last night. They say they have, I'm just going to quote them here, a systematic approach when it comes to power restoration, which includes having our engineering department patrol the line before the crews. This allows them to know exactly what needs to be done prior to getting there and ensures they have correct materials ready for the area. Because many of the outages stem from the transmission system, Sioux Valley will begin with repairs to three-phase lines, which typically feed a larger amount of customers. From there, they'll work outward on the system until they get to individual service taps. And they'll keep updating here as well. And we'll let you know when we get more information. But that's the latest from Sioux Valley. They're going out. They're kind of assessing how they're going to start this and where they're going to start from. There are over 7,000 customers of Sioux Valley without power right now. Some incredible photos. By the way, a lot of you shared them as well. We had, if you go to our Facebook page, you can kind of scroll down and see. We had a post out there with people sharing a lot of photos of the damage that they were able to take last night before the sun went down. And there's more that I've seen a photo of an airplane that initially was trying to land in Sioux Falls and then said, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Let's get out of there. That's some incredible photos from that one. We know that the Salem nursing home, for the most part, destroyed last night. Fortunately, doesn't sound like any severe injuries with that. Residents of that Salem nursing home have been sent to other areas, other nursing homes throughout the area. The Brandon Water Tower actually bent yesterday. There was one fatality that was confirmed in the city of Sioux Falls yesterday as a result of the storm. But other than that, it seems like we were miraculously able to get through this without significant injury. There's certainly significant damage to residential, commercial property and infrastructure, but I think it's fair to say things certainly could have been worse. We will have our next update coming up in the first edition here. We've got CBS News for you in just a moment. Next hour, we'll have CBS News, Healthy Living, the Garden Bite. If your garden needs a little work after this, you might want to listen to that, and then we'll get to your first edition news and sports coming up for you here shortly. It is 7 o'clock at Dakota's Best, AM 1390, KJAM. Sunny skies. Really a beautiful start to the day.
1390 KJAM Madison.
This year is a big year for Sherry and the crew at the 2nd Street Diner in Madison. This year is the 2nd Street Diner's 25th anniversary. Celebrate 25 great years with a classic breakfast or one of your favorite lunch specials. Follow them on Facebook today to keep up with the latest takeout and in-person specials. So stop by and say hi and bring back the good times.
The food and fun is second to none. 2nd Street Diner.
Scrambling for baby formula.
It's crazy. Gone off the shelves.
Elon Musk's Twitter deal.
It's on a temporary hold.
Fighting the flames near Los Angeles.
We expect the weather to get hotter and drier over the next 2 days.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. The Biden administration is making moves designed to ease the shortage of infant formula. It's out of stock in more and more places, and CBS's Adriana Diaz says desperate families are doing all they can to find it.
New mom, Jaylene Orellana, is so desperate for baby formula, she's willing to drive 14 hours to pick up formula she had her aunt buy in Mexico.
I'd rather be safe than sorry.
not knowing when she's going to eat.
Pediatricians like Dr. Joshua Wexler are warning parents not to water down formula or try homemade recipes.
You can't ensure the micronutrient calorie density is all correct.
Those who find formula face a tough choice, like Michigan mom Destiny Featherstone, whose youngest is 4 months old.
There was just enough for her month's supply, and I wanted to get it all, but I was like, I don't want to take from the other babies.
Virginia mom Erica Lopez says she never knows if she'll find formula on the shelves.
When my daughter doesn't drink the whole bottle, I'm like, oh my gosh, she just wasted 2-3 ounces. I'm like, that was a scoop that we could have saved.
I'm Stephen Portnoy in Washington. The White House says the president has spoken with the CEOs of retailers and formula makers. Press Secretary Jen Psaki says in addition to considering the use of the Defense Production Act, the administration will work to ramp up imports of formula from other countries and also target price gouging.
This is work that's been underway for months.
But Psaki was unable to say how soon stocks of formula could be back to normal, and she defended the FDA's actions, which led to the shutdown of a key formula plant in Michigan.
There were babies who died from taking this formula, so they were doing their jobs.
Early this morning, Elon Musk pumped the brakes on his plan to buy Twitter. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
He put the pause button on the deal pending details on spam and fake accounts that Twitter says made up fewer than 5% of monetizable daily active users in the first quarter. He's skeptical of that number and thinks there are more inauthentic accounts than that on the platform. He wants the numbers looked over, and in the meantime, the deal is on hold.
Now to Southern California, KCBS TV's Tom Waite has the latest on the struggle to control a wildfire that's destroyed at least 20 homes south of Los Angeles.
Residents of the affluent neighborhood are returning to absolute destruction.
I heard it was bad, but this is so devastating.
Firefighters already battling hotspots with hotter and drier conditions will likely have to contend with high winds going into the weekend.
That'll still continue to challenge all of our firefighters in our efforts toward containing this fire,
leaving those like Darian to pick up the pieces.
I was here yesterday while it was happening. I had to rush out, and now the house is totally gone.
I'm Tom Waite in Laguna Niguel, California.
Dangerous wind rolled through parts of the nation's midsection.
Oh my God!
Hitting hard in Minnesota, the Dakotas, and Iowa, where KJAN reporter Nick Stewart described it from his car.
This is unbelievable. The visibility is near zero. So you can see the wind is incredibly strong.
At least one death in South Dakota is blamed on the violent weather. In northern Ukraine, there are new allegations of possible war crimes after Russian forces attacked 2 schools, killing at least 3 people. In Washington, Democratic and Republican leaders in the Senate were all set to pass a $40 billion aid bill for Ukraine, but Kentucky Republican Rand Paul single-handedly delayed passage until at least next week.
We cannot save Ukraine by dooming the U.S. economy. This bill under consideration would spend $40 billion. This is the second spending bill for Ukraine in 2 months. And this bill is 3 times larger than the first.
Democratic leader Chuck Schumer called Paul's move reckless. 4 minutes after the hour.
The World News Roundup is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I improved my credit score.
You're kidding, right?
No.
How are we supposed to be the bad boys of electro synth pop if you're out there being responsible? The band is about to be discovered. This is our year.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while now.
You think anyone in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was worried about their credit score?
I never really thought that.
Of course they weren't. Rock stars aren't supposed to think about that kind of stuff. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, write aggressively sensitive power ballads, start questionable fashion trends, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
All right. I thought maybe it was time to take control of my finances, Start using a budget, get out of debt, set some goals.
A budget? Debt? Set some goals? Listen, I knew that we'd have our creative differences, but I was hoping they'd involve a little more scandal.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy and 4 other GOP lawmakers have been subpoenaed by the special panel looking into the Capitol attack. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The House Select January 6th committee is seeking interviews with their own colleagues. Republican leader Kevin McCarthy spoke with Donald Trump on January 6th. Pennsylvania's Scott Perry and Ohio's Jim Jordan exchanged text messages with Mark Meadows ahead of the 6th. And Alabama's Mo Brooks gave a fiery speech at the White House Ellipse on the morning of the 6th.
And the New York Times reports federal prosecutors have begun a grand jury investigation into whether classified White House material that ended up at former President Trump's Florida home was mishandled. At least 11 people died, more than 30 others rescued when a suspected migrant boat capsized near Puerto Rico's western coast. The U.S. Coast Guard says it's believed those on board were Haitians and Dominicans. At least 8 needed hospital treatment. Louisiana lawmakers have revamped a tough anti-abortion bill, removing language that would have subjected women to murder charges if they went ahead with procedures to end their pregnancies. Republican lawmaker Alan Seaball worked to modify the bill.
If passage would prevent one abortion, I would not be standing here right now. But this bill will not prevent a single abortion from occurring. Not one.
Louisiana's governor, anti-abortion Democrat John Bel Edwards, had promised to veto the bill, calling prosecuting women absurd. In a rural stretch between Dallas and Houston, a prisoner serving a life sentence for murder escaped from a transport bus. Authorities say the convict overpowered the driver to make his getaway, leaving behind 15 other prisoners. A day after admitting COVID-19 cases, North Korea now says there have been 6 deaths from the virus, and 350,000 people have been treated for symptoms, including a high fever. It's not clear what North Korea has in the way of tests or vaccines. Well, it was one of the most unexpected moments in horse racing.
Rich Strike is coming up on the inside. Oh, my goodness. The longest shot has won the Kentucky Derby.
Now a new stunner. Rich Strike will not be entered in next weekend's Preakness Stakes, meaning there will be no Triple Crown winner this year for the 4th straight year. The horse's trainer says the original plan was to rest Rich Strike for 5 weeks after the Derby, and they're going to stick with that. Time on the roundup, 8 past the hour.
Lockheed Martin understands what it takes to accomplish critical missions around the globe. They know it begins with long-standing partnerships rooted in expertise, interoperability, and trust. The most critical missions call for the F-35. It is essential to Allied air power. Across the growing community of F-35 nations, the need for alliance-based deterrence against evolving threats is stronger than ever. Lockheed Martin, your mission is ours.
CBS presents Veteran Spotlight, sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union. Former Army officer David Robardo founded Volunteers for Ukraine, a grassroots org that helps connect American vets interested in fighting overseas.
I've always had a desire to help people. This is something I think is commonly felt throughout all of the veterans here in America and worldwide.
Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Some new thinking about the traditional burger.
Home of the tastiest burgers on the planet.
Fridays has issued a Flip It challenge explaining on Instagram if you turn the burger upside down before you bite in, it'll taste a lot better. The thicker top bun soaks up the burger juice and flavors from the meat and toppings, prolonging the factor. It also means your tongue meets the pickles, onions, ketchup first, and the burger second. Some connoisseurs say they've insisted all along serving the thicker part of the bun on top is purely for aesthetics. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The FAA has revoked the pilot's licenses of 2 men who swapped small planes 14,000 feet above the Arizona desert last month, calling it reckless and egregious. One pilot made it to the controls, the other didn't, opened a parachute, and the plane crashed. The Roundup is produced by Paul Ferry. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier.
60% of consumers are concerned about the impact of highly pathogenic avian influenza on food prices, according to a recent survey. I'm Amy Simpson with Healthy Living on Brownfield. Highly pathogenic avian influenza is often fatal in turkeys and chickens and can spread rapidly within flocks. There have been more than 30 million losses due to the virus. Agriculture economist Jason Lusk says the goal of Purdue University's latest Consumer Food Insights report was to gauge consumer concerns on the impact of the virus.
A little less than half said that they had heard of the recent outbreaks. Among those, we asked people whether they were concerned about it, whether, either affecting the safety of the food they were eating or whether they were concerned about the effect on food prices. And consumers did indeed express some concern.
Avian influenza does not present a food safety risk. Poultry and eggs are safe to eat when handled and cooked properly. Poultry producers continue to work with veterinarians to strengthen biosecurity practices, including protecting flocks against exposure to wild birds, providing employees with clean clothing and disinfection facilities, thoroughly cleaning and disinfecting equipment and vehicles entering and leaving the farm, and much more. Federal and state partners are working jointly on additional surveillance and testing in areas around the affected flocks. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is working with its partners to actively look for the disease. I'm Amy Simpson with Healthy Living on Brownfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Heritage Senior Living in Madison is looking for an evening cook to prepare meals for residents. The candidate must be able to keep the kitchen and dining room clean and organized, experience with menu preparation, dietary needs, and cooking preferred. You must be able to work rotating weekends and holidays. Hours can vary from 24 to 40 hours each week, depending on need. If this sounds like a job for you, apply in person at 211 Northwest 1st Street in Madison or online at heritageseniorlivingsd.com.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAVE for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SAVE. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAVE for a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code SAVE for a $5 bonus.
This is today's Garden Bite, brought to you by FeedTheBirds.com. Birdseed delivered. How many times have you gazed at the same plant at a nursery and labored over whether to buy it? It's big, beautiful, and blooming, so you think, that's the one. Well, think just a little bit longer on that. Here's a little dirt on plant shopping. Bigger is not always better. 'Tis better to bloom in your garden than in the garden center, and that little wilting you see could be a sign of a root problem. Look for plants with good color on the leaves. Look under the leaves for any possible insects. If you have one of those little magnifying glasses, bring it with you and take a look. Just assume people are thinking you're very smart. Seriously, in some of the big box stores where plants are shipped in from all over, it's not a bad idea. Your local garden nurseries are typically more reliable, but there's nothing wrong with a look-see. I had a horticulturist from the U of M tell me that if she sees any signs of wilting, she'll tip the plant out of its pot to see the roots. They should look white and plump, no yellowing or mushy spots. If there are, step away from the plant. You could also inform an employee, as they aren't always able to see everything. That way someone else doesn't buy a possibly diseased plant. The last thing you want to do is introduce a problem into your garden or someone else's. Know your site requirements. Is it sun, shade? What height do you want? Color, bloom time? In other words, make a list. Of course, I never make a list and linger for hours, but that's me. Find these tips on gardenbite.com. If you're new to feeding birds, feedthebirds.com is the go-to place to learn all about feeding them and keeping them healthy. Feedthebirds.com birdseed is blended daily and delivered right to your door. Skip the middleman and get the best blends to attract the birds to your backyard. That's feedthebirds.com. That's today's Garden Bite. I'm Terry Knight.
On your way.
Have you ever admired someone's yard or patio? Beautiful green lawn, gorgeous flowers and trees. Oh, and that patio that's perfect for entertaining, grilling, and relaxing. Their secret? They know someone. Someone with a green thumb at the Lewis Lawn and Garden Centers. See your go-to lawn and garden center experts at Lewis for everything you need for planting a garden, adding more trees to your yard, and hanging baskets filled with proven winter annuals.
Lewis, your first stop.
17 minutes now after 7 o'clock. Good morning again on a Friday here at KJAM. I'm Matt Gross. Let's take a look at your weather forecast for today. We are looking at mostly sunny skies. Thank goodness. Highs of 73 with winds out of the southwest today, gusting between 20 and 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, 47 for the overnight low. Saturday, sunshine, 68 tomorrow. West winds again, 10 to 20, gusting near 30. Look for lows of 46 Saturday night. Sunday, sunshine. We will be at about 70 degrees on Sunday, 71 Monday. We don't really see a chance of rain until very late Monday and through Tuesday. Right now, we have about a 30 to 40% chance of rain on Tuesday. Skies are clear as we speak here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. We are going to take a look at your news here in a moment on the first edition, and sports headlines coming in for you after that as well. Right now, though, well, you know what? Let's get into the news this morning because news is brought to you by the 2nd Street Diner.
This year is a big year for Sherry and the crew at the 2nd Street Diner in Madison. This year is the 2nd Street Diner's 25th anniversary. Celebrate 25 great years with a classic breakfast or one of your favorite lunch specials. Follow them on Facebook today to keep up with the latest takeout and in-person specials. So stop by and say hi and bring back the good times.
The food and fun is second to none. 2nd Street Diner.
20 minutes after 7 o'clock, mostly clear skies here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. It is time for the news this morning on the first edition. I'm Matt Gross. We'll begin with this. Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay was with us in studio about 25 minutes ago, and here's what the mayor had to give us for a latest update.
Yeah, they were working that well past midnight in some cases in that last night. And our command center is going to start up again at 7 this morning and, outline what we're going to start tackling to start cleaning the town up. So the one thing I'll mention is that our plans are there is no school in the city of Madison, and the offices, downtown offices will be closed so that those employees and that can be home kind of cleaning up their mess as well. If you have bills or things in that you need to drop off, stop in. If not, stop in at the commission room, because there will be somebody in the commission room and that all day long. And that as this unfolds and we start our cleanup process.
You said last night, folks have starting to get those tree branches and things that the tree dump site will be open, right?
Tree dump site will be open. It may be a little bit muddy, so pay attention in that as you drive in there. But the tree dump is open, and already this morning in that I've seen people who were up at the sunrise and have trailers loaded and starting to haul things out.
Restricted use site going to be open as well?
Restricted use site will be open. I can't tell you what the hours are exactly yet until after our command center meets and we formalize everything, but it will be open.
The west side, kind of over by Highland, seemed to be where, maybe the more significant damage was. And from what I'm seeing, that seems to be a lot of the area that's probably still without power right now as well.
That area as of 2:00 this morning, and that was still without power. I've not been over in that area yet this morning and that to see how the power is on, but we will be meeting with our electricians in that this morning also at 7:00 and get an update on, their night last night on getting things back on.
Sounds good. That was Madison Mayor Roy Lindsay with us earlier this morning here at Dakota's Best AM 1390 KJAM. Also late last night, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem was in Madison. Part of what the governor had to say last night with our own Sue Bergheim.
Wonderful, but a lot of them and their families got hit too. So we've got other resources that'll come in. People just need to know that if you have damage to your home or if you're staying in a hotel and incurring personal expenses, you should be calling your insurance agent. You should be calling, because it's personal and private insurance that will cover those costs. What the state and FEMA tend to be able to help with would be public infrastructure. So the costs for getting you power back, fixing roads, all of that. That is what we do in and come in and assist with, and then also pay for the individuals, National Guard, Wildland Fire, those folks that come in and help clean up. So I just want everybody to know that if they had losses, they should call their private insurance company, get that taken care of, and then start documenting things, because it might be a while. There's some communities that may not have power for a week or two. We got a lot of utility companies out there working, but they got a big job ahead of them. This was probably the most widespread storm that we've had like this in a very, very long time, and very scary. Thank goodness. It's amazing to me how many people are safe, that were in very dangerous situations. We did have one fatality that we know of down in Sioux Falls, but other than that, we have some miraculous stories coming out of that. So we should just be thankful we've got most of our people doing pretty well and safe and sound.
That was South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem in Madison last night. Sioux Valley energy crews are out this morning in the field working to restore power. There are currently about 7,800 Sioux Valley members without power. 12 of 42 substations which feed the Sioux Valley energy system are currently offline. They take a systematic approach for power restoration that includes having an engineering department patrol the line before line crews. It allows them to know exactly what needs to be done prior to those crews arriving, and ensures they have the correct materials. Because many of the outages stem from the transmission system, Sioux Valley says they will begin with repairs to three-phase lines, which typically feed a larger amount of customers. From there, they'll be working outward on the system until they get to individual service taps as the day and potentially week moves along. The city of Madison residents are asked to put tree debris on your boulevards. Crews will be around to pick up yard waste at some point. National Guard units have been activated and will be available to help crews in Madison and Lake County. Crews will not enter onto private property. First efforts will be made to clear trees from streets and roads. Daylight, they say, has provided some more insight into the damage in the area. Please be safe. Avoid down power lines. Some areas have power restored, but if using a generator, please connect it to appliances only and not directly to the home power source. Make sure that generator is ventilated. And again, Madison residents, you can put tree debris on your boulevard, and crews will be around at some point to pick up tree debris in the city of Madison. The electric, water, and public works phone systems are down at the at last update. So if you need to contact Madison Electric, Water, or Public Works, you can call 256-7500 and leave a message. They'll then forward it on to crews. We'll have more news in a moment.
This year is a big year for Sherry and the crew at the 2nd Street Diner in Madison. This year is the 2nd Street Diner's 25th anniversary. Celebrate 25 great years with a classic breakfast or one of your favorite lunch specials. Follow them on Facebook today to keep up with the latest takeout and in-person specials. So stop by and say hi and bring back the good times.
The food and fun is second to none. 2nd Street Diner.
In other news this morning here at Dakota's Best, 13 area high schools plan to hold graduation ceremonies this weekend. Tonight's Del Rapids St. Mary begins at 6 p.m. Graduation ceremonies scheduled for Saturday at 2 p.m. for seniors in Rutland, Chester, Howard, and McCook Central. Seniors at Arlington, Flanders, Sioux Valley, West Central, and Baltic high schools also graduate Saturday afternoon. Madison High School holds a graduation ceremony Sunday at 2 p.m. in the high school gym. Complete list of dates for area high school graduations can be found at amazingmadison.com. A second Republican candidate for South Dakota Attorney General announced his candidacy this week. David Natvig, director of the Division of Criminal Investigation, is running for the office. Natvig formerly served as the Burrell County State's attorney before being tabbed by Attorney General Jason Brownsburg to serve as DCI director in 2018. Natvig says he has leadership qualities.
My plan is to take the success and hard work of the Office of the Attorney General and build on it like we built on the success of the DCI to make it even more efficient and effective at serving our state and each and every citizen.
Natvig in his announcement video this week focused on fighting drugs.
These poisons are showing up among our citizens and our children, and they affect almost every type of violent crime that we investigate. From rapes, robbers, murders, drugs are connected to almost all of them. You need an attorney general who is willing to take the fight to the people bringing this poison into our communities, and I've proven I'm the man that can do it.
Brownsburg, recently impeached by the South Dakota State House, said he's still weighing his options. He faces a Senate impeachment trial next month. Former Attorney General Marty Jackley is also running for the seat. The candidate will be selected at the South Dakota Republican Convention in Watertown in June. And that is news this hour here at Dakota's Best AM 1390 KJAM. In funeral notices this morning, Don Hansen, age 71, of Madison, died Tuesday, May the 10th at Madison Regional Health System. Funeral services will be held at 10:30 on Monday, May 16th at Madison United Methodist Church, with burial to follow at the Graceland Cemetery. A visitation will be held from 2 to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Arrangements under the direction of the Ellsworth Funeral Home for Don Hansen, age 71. David R. Johnson, age 56, of Madison, died on May the 10th at Madison Regional Health System. A funeral service will begin at 10:30 on Tuesday at the United Church of Christ in Winfred. Visitation from 5 to 7 p.m. Monday, May 16th at Kinsley Funeral Home for David Johnson. And Rodney Rutloff, age 74, of Oldham, died May the 8th at Madison Regional Health System. Per his request, and no services will be held. Funeral notices can be found at amazingmadison.com and are brought to you this morning by the Ellsworth Funeral Home of Madison and Willoughby Funeral Home in Howard.
Good morning. This is Alex Nurnberg of Ellsworth Funeral Home. We have been honored to serve families of all faiths for many years. We specialize in pre-planning a personalized celebration of life, whether traditional or cremation. We will always provide professional and compassionate service at an affordable price. Visit our website today at ellsworthfh.com or call us at 256-2221 for free information on funerals, cremation, and monuments.
For over a century, Madison Regional Health System has been dedicated to serving you and your family with safe and local health care. From wellness visits with your doctor to an emergency trip to the ER, we've got you covered. Our highly trained and educated medical professionals ensure you receive the quality care you deserve. With decades of experience and a location close to home, we are here for you.
This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Sports fans, time to huddle up. Here's the latest local sports on Dakota's Best, KJAM.
In sports, before storms came through yesterday, Madison High School girls golf team hosted their invitational at the Madison Country Club. Madison girls finished second place in the team scores, one stroke behind Sioux Valley. The Cossacks girls shot a .388, Madison a .389. Del Rapids was third with a .411. Individually, Alexis Kronk of Chamberlain was the individual title, winning on a one-hole playoff with an 85 to defeat Julie Stephenson of Sioux Valley, who also shot an 85. Olivia Sorrell of Canton finished third with an 87. Abby Greenhoff of Del Rapids was tied for fourth with Tori Peterson of Sioux Falls Christian, who both shot 92. Madison's Olivia Fleming, Elaney Sims, and Abby Palmquist all tied for 11th, all shooting a round of 96 yesterday. Isabel Henry was 20th for the Madison girls with a 101. Yesterday was day one of the North Star Athletic Association Track and Field Championships being hosted by Valley City State University. Josie Wolf and Jesse Giles of Dakota State finished first and second in the women's 400-meter dash for the Trojans yesterday. Jessica Christensen took second place in the 10,000-meter run. Also in finals yesterday, Dakota State's Fane Savaluko won the women's triple jump with a jump of 10.59 meters. Other finals, Dakota State's Tyra Payne won the women's hammer throw by over 4 meters with a toss of 48.27 for the win. Brittany Plunker of Dakota State finished in third place. Sinquavius Johnson qualified first in the men's 100-meter dash. Finals will be held today. Joshua Kral, the one for Dakota State, the 400-meter dash champion with a time of 50.73 seconds. Dakota State also finished first, second, and third in the men's 10,000-meter run. Taylor Myers taking first place, followed by Tyler Kennedy and Martin Bailey. Other finals yesterday for Dakota State men. Trayshawn Roberts finished second in the men's pole vault. Connor Tortson, the winner of the hammer throw for the men with a toss of 58.58 meters. Team rankings, Dakota State men in first place after day one with 85 points. Dickinson State is second with a 76. Viterbo leads the women's rankings after one day with an 83. Dakota State is in second place with a 70. Luis Garcia and 3 relievers combined in a 7-hitter yesterday. Yordan Alvarez homered twice as Houston extended their winning streak to 10 games. Houston completed the 3-game sweep of the Twins, first by winning the continuation of Wednesday's game. Jose Altuve homered, doubled, and drove in 3 runs in an 11-3 win. Houston then won the full game yesterday over the Twins by the final of 5-0. Minnesota will try to regroup today when they take on the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians reported no new COVID-19 cases one day after an outbreak inside their clubhouse Wednesday in Chicago caused a postponement and sent manager Terry Francona and 5 coaches home for the road trip. Team says pitching coach Carl Willis will serve as the club's acting manager for the 3-game series in Minnesota. Guardians president of baseball operations Chris Antonetti said in a statement the team will continue to test personnel and conduct tracing for the affected individuals. To this point, no Cleveland players have tested positive. That is sports this hour at KJAM. There's more online anytime at AmazingMadison.com.
You trust your health to the experts, so do the same to your vehicle's health. The experts at Tire Motive Service Center can handle alignments, brakes, AC repair, and more. All the repairs and regular maintenance your vehicle needs to keep it in perfect health. When your car drives well, you ride safely. Schedule your next oil change and tune-up with the experts at Tire Motive Service Center in Madison.
Tire Motive.
When the weather finally decides to take summer seriously, we'll be ready. Dakota Land Federal Credit Union has some of the lowest rates in town on your next auto or recreational vehicle, plus no payment for 90 days. New and used autos, campers, ATVs, boats, horse trailers, and so much more. 90 days, no payments, and all eligible loans will be entered to win a fun 4-piece patio set. So when you're ready to take summer seriously, come see us or check us out online at DakotaLandFCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
It's all over the TV every day. First accident forgiveness, new car replacement, claim-free cashback discount. Well, Mr. Insurance Company, tell me how much this costs me. This is Scott Gusso at GSN Insurance. The one thing they neglect to tell you is that these coverages are not included in your standard policy. You have to purchase them, and many times it makes your insurance more expensive than the value they add. Come into GSN Insurance and talk to us about these coverages and many other options available. We want to give you the facts, not the fluff. Deal with a local, independent, full-service agency that you can trust. Call GSN Insurance today at 556-0242. GSN Insurance, no account too large or too small. We like them all.
Hello, it's Dan.
Dan Youthy, how are you doing?
Yes,
good. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Whew.
What are you doing?
Well, believe it or not, on what remains of the radio.
Holy shit! Yeah,
we're not technically on the air yet.
Oh, really?
But our transmitters are down, but we've got we're live on the website, on our apps. We're live on Facebook, and we're live on YouTube.
Okay.
And there's more people than I would have thought that were listening. I was looking at it right now. I'm like, oh, there's just 70 people on Facebook
Well,
alone.
I suppose they want the updates, you know.
Mhm. I can't believe those towers are standing. Be perfectly honest. I when I came into town, I thought for sure I was going to see them laying on the ground.
Oh, shit,
But
95-mile-an-hour wind will do her.
Whew, my goodness.
Yeah, we had a lot of damage at the car lot too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I drove by. I saw you're going to be closed today and tomorrow.
yeah, I mean it just with no power. We still don't have power.
Yeah,
and
that's going to be the area of town that gets it last. So
yeah, and then with cleanup, I got about maybe 15 cars with no glass in the back.
yeah.
We're just going to tape up windows this morning and wait for the insurance adjusters to come
Right.
and then we'll start going from there. But boy, man, I'm coming in on the Copenhagen and Pearl Road coming from Orland.
Yeah.
Boy, at the Stip place, I mean, there's nothing left of the buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all gone. All hang standing is our house.
Well,
that's the old Stip place. But
that's small mercies, I guess.
yeah, I mean, everybody's. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen so much damage in Madison. Just from the. But it is what it is, and now we'll all clean up. At least nobody got hurt that I know of. Do you know of anybody that?
Not in town that I've heard of. So yeah.
Yeah, I know that I got Perkins and Watertown sound like they're they sent people to the hospital. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah, coming in from this direction, man, it took a hit, man. I'm telling you,
Well,
just about every place.
Want to come on and just kind of talk about what we're talking about right now for a little bit?
Yeah.
I've got my last commercial running out here in a second, and we'll just chat.
Yeah, I'll give a little update on what we're going to do, and then we go from there.
Sounds good. River Federal Credit Union. Apply today. NCUA insured. It is 7:38 now with a clear sky. Here's the small saving grace for today. The weather looks all right. It's going to be sunny today with a high of around 73. Winds out of the southwest for the most part 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts up to 30 today. That doesn't seem that strong all of a sudden. Clear skies and 47 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, sunshine, 68 degrees. Winds kind of the same. Northwest at 10 to 20, occasional stronger gusts. 68 degrees on Sunday with sunshine. Winds at 10 to 20 out of the west. Sunny 71 on Monday. We don't see a chance of showers until very late Monday night and through Tuesday. That's your weather forecast here at Dakota's Best, AM 1390. Dan Youthy with Lake Herman Auto is on the line with us. Dan, good morning.
Good morning. I just hope that everybody is safe. Doesn't sound like we had a lot of injuries, but man, a lot of damage around Madison, and hopefully everybody can get out today and assess, and hopefully get your insurance people over there and get back. It'll be a few days before we get back to normal, Matt.
It will be, and yeah, I think that's a fair point. Is people's there's certainly cars that sustained tree damage. I know JJ here at the studio. He was here yesterday on the air when it came, and we still don't know what hit, but he doesn't have a back windshield of his car anymore, and he's definitely not alone.
No, he's not. In fact, at Lake Herman Auto, we decided we don't have power. I'm not sure when we're going to get power. We sustained quite a bit of damage on several of the vehicles, but it's mostly glass repair that's going to be needed. I think we lost the back windows in maybe 15 or 20 cars. We do have some metal that came from the roofs over at Jack Service, and that's in our lot, along with some twisted metal, and we got a board sticking through the side of one of our U-Hauls. Our two sheds are completely gone. So we're going to take a couple of days here, Friday, Saturday, to try to reassess. So we'll be closed, but you can go to our website, LakeHermanAuto.com. You may be able to get a hold of us on our cell phones. Obviously our phone at the work is going to be out because of the electricity. So We'll be available by cell phones, text, or email. And we do have some cars that are still, that weren't damaged. So we still have those available. But as far as being open, Matt, we're just going to take some time here, get our insurance people out here, and get everything, try to get everything turned into them. And then we'll go from there. And Monday morning we'll be open, and hopefully after a couple of days of cleanup, we'll be back in business.
Yeah, were you at the building yesterday when that came? Were you at home yesterday when everything went down?
Actually, believe it or not, we were visiting my father-in-law at Heritage Apartments downtown behind the Sunshine Store, and the storm hit so fast that we were in there. We went into lockdown with those people. So one of our salespeople, Ron, was still at the lot and trying to get out of there. Unfortunately, he didn't get out of there, and so his vehicle sustained quite a bit of damage. But that wind lifted up the Suburban and put a piece of metal underneath the tires. So that's how much wind hit there. It actually lifted that Suburban off the ground, and metal went underneath the tires. And now it looked like he drove over the metal. So it was some pretty serious wind out there. And I'm just so glad that everybody is, as far as I know, everybody's safe. And that's we could fix everything else.
Yeah, I mean, give us a couple of weeks here, and things are going to look different. I mean, there's some pine trees that have been around since since Dan was a kid that
right.
did not make it through this. But the city crews are going to be out. If you're in town and you've got tree debris, which you probably do, you can just set it there on the boulevard, and eventually, National Guardsmen going to be called in. Crews are going to come out, and they'll take those trees right out there, so you don't have to worry about hauling those out yourself. If you don't have a truck, a trailer, or whatever, the crews will be coming out to do that eventually. And Sioux Valley said, they're out working. There's about 7,800 customers at last check in Sioux Valley that are without power, and hopefully that'll be coming on sooner rather than later. But might take a little time. But like you said, Dan, we're going to get through it.
Yep, we will. We're pretty strong. We're South Dakotans. We know how to deal with this stuff. In the bigger cities, they just don't have the people and the wherewithal to kind of get through this. So we'll all get together. We'll get it done, and hopefully everybody can get back to normal here. And like you said, in a couple of weeks, Matt. But for Lake Herman Auto, we got damage, but we're no different than everybody else. So everybody just got to hang in there.
Sounds good, Dan. I appreciate it. Good to talk to you. Glad you and Ron and everybody's safe back there. Have a good weekend, and we'll touch base again next week.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
Thank you. Dan Youthy with us here on Dakota's Best, AM 1390 KJAM. Those of you listening, obviously you're listening online in some way, shape, or form. Easiest way to do that if you're on the desktop computer is just go directly to amazingmadison.com. If you're on your phone, the TuneIn or iHeartRadio apps, Odyssey app, if you have that as well, you can listen to us that way. I know there are some of you that are listening right now on our, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. That's going to come to an end here in a minute. If you're listening that way, but you can listen online at on the website again, or through the phone, the iHeart or TuneIn radio apps. We still trying to get the equipment that's needed to fix our transmitter towers, which like everybody else took a little bit of a beating last night. So hopefully we'll get that fixed at some point here this morning and be able to be up on the air as normal. It is 7:45 now. It's Dakota's Best, AM 1390. CBS News is coming up again in about 15 minutes on this Friday morning.